out there. I think he has it with 3 blocks and limited minutes. Just what did you see out of him in his first action?
Yeah, you know, as a coaching staff before the game, as we were kind of going over our final rotation matrix, we were talking about Bronny, and he's had some really good days in August and September. He's had 3 really good days this week. We're really happy with his progress. The kid, you know, he can do some things defensively at his size that are really unique and can, I think, turn into a really disruptive defender. And that manifested itself. You know, on the offensive end, he's still kind of figuring out who he is, and that's our job as a player development program, just to build him up. But I like what I saw from Bronny. Truthfully, he's so easy to coach. He's got a great soul and just a great energy about him that I like being around him, and I'm rooting for him. You know, he's a good player that we're happy to have in our program.
Jalen was one of the guys that you talked about, a strong summer.
Let's talk about Bronny James. Yes, the son of LeBron James, the one everyone has already crowned as the next big thing, or at least that's what they want you to believe, right? But let's pump the brakes for a second. JJ Redick had some thoughts, curious ones. He said Bronny is unique on defense at his size, but on offense, well, Redick isn't so sure. He said Bronny is still trying to figure out who he is. What does that even mean? Trying to figure out who he is? Sounds like a polite way of saying he's still unsure, maybe a little lost. And why would JJ, a former NBA player who respects the game's evolution, be so careful with his words? It feels like he's walking on eggshells, doesn't it? Here's the thought. Maybe, just maybe, Bronny is good, but not LeBron's heir to the throne great. Are we really convinced he's more than the media's hype machine? Sure, he's got potential. But when you're the son of arguably the greatest player in basketball history, potential isn't enough. Especially when even veterans like Redick are openly admitting that offensively Bronny is, well, confused. And let's not gloss over the fact that defense at his size feels like code for he's undersized but tries hard, right? Everyone keeps telling us to wait, to give Bronny time. But let's face it, we've been waiting. And now we have a major figure in the game saying, I liked what I saw. But that's the key, isn't it? Is he saying Bronny's ceiling might just be lower than we think? Is it time to admit that maybe, just maybe, we're holding on to the idea of Bronny being a star because of his last name, not because of his game? So let's hear it. Are we still buying the Bronny is next narrative? Or is this more about who his dad is? Because JJ Redick seems to be giving us a subtle warning here, and maybe it's time we start listening. Or hey, maybe we're all just wrong, and Bronny really is the chosen one. But something tells me that even Redick isn't so sure.